JD's NPC characters are always trying to stiff us.
Yeah.
You son of a bitch!
Of course. Who else? It is I, the great magistrate of entertainment, Aukus. And then he like glances up, and then you both lock eyes, and he freezes.
I pull out my sword and I.
So Folan gets in there and kind of like stops, slows you down, and the servant was like, look, I was just trying to make some extra cash. I'm sorry, it won't happen again. I swear. It's like I got a family to feed.
I have a strong grip on this guy, and I say, "Where is the dark cloak?"
And he says, dude, you were talking about some dark cloak, and I said, hey, there's a quick way to make some cash. So there's no dark cloak. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
You can roll insight if you'd like to.
I will roll insight. Insight is right.
It's probably not one of your strong suits.
Oh, I'm rolling it. Can I roll intimidation instead?
Yeah, you could roll intimidation.
Yeah, you're trying to get me to roll insight when I don't.
Can Blighter ask us what we think of the situation?
I'm trying to find insight. Where is insight? Oh, there it is. I see it. It's right next to intimidation with a 0. All right, so I'm gonna roll intimidation. Boom.
Ooh.
Get freaking intimidated.
He ends up he doesn't change his stance, and he's like, I got a family. I was just using you to make some extra cash.
Did the intimidation work? Was that
not.
a good? Oh, it wasn't
not.
successful.
Nope.
You might wish to consider that double-crossing and betraying decidedly dangerous individuals for monetary gain is probably not going to be good in the long run for said.
You just left a bunch of dead bodies in the server.
While holding this guy, I look at my friends and I say, "Can you guys roll insight?"
If anybody would like to roll insight, they can.
I'm not good at it. I'm not going to bother. Come on, go Ned Blighter. Look, this is a schmuck. He tried to shake you down for some gold. Chalk it up to a learning experience.
Gnarl grabs the guy by the neck and starts to choke him.
Mr. Knurl, would you please?
And
heeding my friend's advice, reluctantly, I grab Knurl's hand and I say, "Let's just let him go for now."
Gnarl looks over at you, and you can see he's got like anger is in his eyes, and he's like, "Let's kill him! Let's kill him right now!"
Yep. I tell Knurl that once you're a free half-orc, you must find a better way to resolve problems.
I'm very proud of you, Gonad Blighter. Very well.
Yeah, I'm kind of shocked. Look at my face. It's kind of shocked.
This is something I've learned in the past 8 minutes.
It's a very deep
Mr. Knurl, if you go around injuring or killing people, you will be abruptly put back in jail and potentially killed.
Yeah.
Fine. And he lets him go, and then kind of looks over at Gonad Blighter and is like, "I'm hungry."
Well, before we get some food, and I totally understand that you're hungry, there's this little thing that you mentioned a little while ago. My friends were asking about it. I'm sure it's all cool because you mentioned it, so it has to be on the up and up.
Mr. Blighter, I think your friend Knurl's freedom is cause for at least an evening of celebration.
Yeah, let's go get some food, and then we'll talk about that other thing later.
On me. I will pay for dinner for all of us. We will have mead, we will have meat, and we will have a talk. How does that sound?
Yes.
So, Starfield, you remember that in the inn, they actually have dining there where you're staying.
Absolutely. Hell yeah.
So,
I don't know if I want to take this group to the lobby of the hotel I'm staying in. This is probably not.
Well, the magistrate did say he was sending healers there. So if you'd like to get them all healed up.
Sure.
Okay.
All right. I will take them there under the the incredibly specific and clear expectations that they will be kicked out on their ass if they make trouble, and they will not be allowed back in ever. So
Cool. So he explains that to all of you, and then he brings you guys to his hotel. I'm going to move you guys there right now. And let me know when you guys can see that.
I see flowers, and I guess we're
Yeah.
not inside yet.
Yeah.
we're on the outside.
Yeah, you guys should be there.
All right. I move inside.
Okay. So as you enter in, and actually, let me throw down, you've got Neural with you. So let me just drop down Neural real quick. All right, so as you guys enter in, you've seen this many times before, Folan, so you know what to expect. But this is the first time that any of these guys have seen it. There's a very, very nice lobby entering into the building. Go ahead and move your guy in, Leviticus.
I run around the room enchanted with the fancy environment.
So as you guys enter in, there are two hostess sitting, and they look over at Folan and they go, "Oh, returning back," and they look at you and they go, "Oh my goodness, the state of you.
Yes,
Are you okay, Folan?"
Yes, we're fine. The healers will be along a little later this evening. Don't worry, but do look out for them. They'll be looking for me. We may be in the dining area, and I kind of lean in and I say, "These are friends of mine. However, if they misbehave, you have my blessing to throw them out on their ass."
I gotta use the bathroom. Do you have a bathroom? I really need to use the bathroom.
I don't expect anything, but they can get a little riled up sometimes.
I'm gonna pee on your carpet.
The desk clerk kind of nods his head, and then he looks at Gonad Bladder and he goes, "Straight back, sir." And
I run down the hall.
No, not that back.
Oh.
Over here.
Oh, okay.
And so you go in there.
I vacate.
Do your business.
Yeah.
Yep.
I void my bowels.
So Neural kind of wanders around and he's like, "Fancy. It's really fancy in here."
It suffices, yes.
And the other clerk says, "Okay, well, if you'd like to go in and eat, by all means, we've got some live music right now. You can either go into the tavern section or you can go into the dining room. Live music in both places. It's whichever you prefer."
So how does the food differ at all in either of those places? Or
bar food on one side, and then on the other side, it's mostly for drinks and bar food on the left side.
Mm-hmm.
And then fancy food on the right side.
Okay, I think Folan wants to go to the fancy side.
Of course,
that's where he eats his dinners.
Yeah,
I yell from the bathroom, "Pizza and chicken wings!"
Yeah, so he's like, "I think we'll go to the bar. I think that will be fine."
Okay, and they kind of
Thank you!
they nod and well, please go ahead, head in.
I'll head back.
Service will be with you as soon as possible.
Whichever door is to the tavern.
Yeah, it's going to be this one right here.
A foul stench emerges from the bathroom,
or does it? Have they matched the bathroom?
And loud groans come through as well. Ah!
Leviticus general vague idea of a distant vague similarity to the Wizard of Oz and reaching the castle and treatment.
So JD, are these the doors to the fine dining then?
Yes, that's the doors to the fine dining. Yeah.
You guys may or may not notice Folan kind of be like, huh.
He's kind of looking longingly.
Yeah, he's like, "Tomorrow, I'll be out tomorrow."
As you guys enter in, there's musicians playing. It's loud music, and people are kind of dancing around. Maids, or not maids, but bartender, service girls are walking around handing drinks to people, picking up new drinks, that kind of thing.
All right.
So go ahead and take your seats wherever you like.
I think we're sitting at the bar, right, boys?
I finish my business in the bathroom, but then I try to flush the toilet, and the toilet does not flush.
There's no such thing
water.
as- there's no water.
It's a porta potty.
It's just a pit.
I've clogged the pit.
Okay. I figured that's what you were trying to do.
The pit is clogged.
Roll Constitution.
All right. Rolling for Constitution. All right. Boom. Right there.
Uh-oh.
You do not clog the pit.
Oh.
All right. Go ahead and head out.
I look over in the entryway and I see Gonad kind of walk in with kind of like a look of like, I tried.
Failure.
I tried to clog the pit.
Next time.
Neural sits down next to you, Gonad Blighter.
Yep.
And he's like, drinks, and he hits the table.
All right, Mr. Neural, keep the volume down, please.
The bartender
clamoring in here.
Yeah. Yeah. The bartender kind of like looks at you, Folan, spotting that you're like the most like civilized,
the adult of the group.
Yeah. And he kind of leans into you and he says, "Sir, what would you like to drink?"
So just to point out, guys, for situations like this in Roll20, if you hold down Alt while you're positioning your token or any token really, it turns off the snap to grid, right?
Okay.
So we can maybe get a little more natural position.
I like my position though.
When you say Alt,
about
do you
right.
Command or Control?
That's a Mac question, Bucko. I don't know. Folan will say wine, please.
Okay. He pours out some wine and hands it to you, and he kind of like winks at you, kind of like, I get it. And then he looks over at Leviticus, Gonad, and the rest of them, and he says, "What would you gentlemen like?"
Grog for me and Neural.
Neural slams the table again. He goes, "Grog!"
That would be the whatever is on tap.
I ask for an equal parts gin, Campari, and sweet vermouth shaken over an orange peel.
Okay. He looks over at you and he looks a little astonished and he's like, "Of course, sir." And then he pours the grog for the two half orcs and hands it to them. And then
I whisper over to Neural, and we like chuckling after Leviticus says that. We're like,
Neural is kind of like, "Hew me."
I kind of overhear them. I'm like, yeah, but there's like more alcohol in my drink than yours.
Yeah, they don't know that.
We're not paying attention to any of that. We're
like, oh, he has a drink, grog, little
baby drink.
Yeah, Grog kind of looks over at you, Leviticus, and he says, "Would you like some milk with that too, cub?" And then he kind of elbows Gonad Blighter.
Does not at all. I'm like totally relaxed and good right now.
The bartender kind of makes a fancy show of it, putting your drink together, Leviticus, and slides you a very small martini glass with a little bit of a little orange peel swirled in it. And it's like this much of alcohol.
Yeah, but I was confused that it's served in a martini glass.
He doesn't. It's this world. It's however they want to do it.
It's like Leviticus has read about a martini, but he's never actually seen a martini.
Yeah, this is the first time I'm having a real world experience. I read about this in a monastery.
I'm arm wrestling Neural right now.
Okay, so Neural and you start to arm wrestle and you kind of just like playing around. Yep. And as you guys are enjoying yourselves, one of the clerk from the front comes over and taps Folan on the back of the shoulder and goes, "Sir," leans in and goes, "Sir, I forgot, but this came for you." And he hands you a letter.
Okay. I take it and I look at the seal. Do I recognize the seal?
It's your parents' seal.
Thank you very much. And is tipping customary for that sort of service? Like, is that?
You don't have to. It's just part of it's part of the service of being in the hotel.
So I'll tuck that in my.
Okay.
coat or whatever, avoiding the blood.
So, Folan, delete 1 gold for your glass of wine.
Okay.
Delete 1 gold, Leviticus, for your glass of.
No. I am paying.
Oh, you're paying? All right. So 1 gold.
I kind of lift my glass to Folan, and I kind of give him like a nod.
And then 60 silver for the grog.
So 2 gold and
60 silver.
So you mean 6 silver? Because 60 silver is 6 gold.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, 6 silver. Yeah, sorry. Yes, I was thinking. No,
he had it right the first time. It's just a weird price.
Top shelf grog there, man.
Yeah.
I raised
it's not even grog. It's ale. So
I raise my grog, which I'm sure is grog, and I say, I say, I may not live to see our glory, and that's all I say.
and
I'm like, like about to like join in on the song, but he kind of like looks like
just stops, like there's nothing
for the rest.
Neural slams his cup into yours going out, and he goes, "Glory!" And then he chugs it.
I'm like, that sounds like part of a really successful musical, doesn't it, guys?
Yeah.
It's about this time that Folan begins wadding up small pieces of paper and just like.
Nice.
Oh boy.
All right. So you guys are enjoying yourselves. You have more than 1 drink. Does everyone have more than 1 drink?
I will try to limit everyone to 2, just because I don't want 2 drunk half-orcs in the tavern.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
2 drink maximum.
I'll also order plates of food for everybody too.
Okay. So go ahead and just delete another 3 gold, and that'll be what you spend for the night.
Okay.
For everything that you guys have done.
I pat Folan on the back, and I'm like, "Man, you're
2 beers.
You're all right, man.
It's 2 beers.
2 beers, man.
Most
roll
muscle mass of anybody like put together, and he's like out. On
but I'm also a little lightheaded from the blood I've lost. And I haven't eaten anything all day. So.
Well, you guys are eating now. You're at the bar front. You're having drinks. You're eating, and as you're eating, one of the clerks again comes. He rushes in this time, and kind of leans into Folan, and he goes, "Sir, you may want to come to the front, sir." And as he's saying that to you.
Mm-hmm.
Your mother enters in through the front door.
Oh, dang.
Oh dear.
And she looks around, and at first she looks disgusted by the place. And then she sees you, and she goes, "Folan, my dear boy!" And she comes.
Also bloody. I'm like all bloody still.
Right, but she doesn't see that because your back is turned.
All right.
And so she comes running up, and she goes to give you a hug. And as you turn, she sees the blood, and she goes, "Oh my God, my baby!" And she
hold on. As this happens, you guys just see the look of like.
So Leviticus notices her and like sees the look on Folan's face, and at the same like feeling awkward, but also wondering if he should be like on how many levels he should be feeling uncomfortable right now.
Anyway, continue, JD. I wanted to add in Folan's reaction to the unexpected nature of this.
So she immediately sees that you're injured, you're bleeding, and turns over to you, Leviticus, and says, "Fetch him some clean towels. Go fetch him some clean water right now, servant."
Yeah, and I'm taking another drink, and I'm like, okay, yeah, there it is. That's what I was feeling.
No, mother, please, and I kind of like turn her to like look at me. Don't pay attention to the riffraff. Like, look here.
Yeah, and she kind of turns to you and she goes, "What happened? What happened to my little baby?" And she's like, like touching you to make sure you're like alive, essentially. And
I had a very exciting day in participating in a local custom. Otherwise known as a fighting pit.
She immediately goes, You what? And as she says that, she again turns to you, Leviticus, and says, "What did I just say? Go get him some clean towels and clean water right now."
Mother.
Oh, no, I heard you the first time, man.
Off to the side, I'm suspicious. I'm wondering, is this really Folon's mother? Maybe it's a spy. We don't know. I roll what it would take.
Yes. I yell over to
I
go.
roll investigation.
Hey, roll perception.
I roll perception.
No, investigation.
Oh, I roll investigation, of which I have a -1 in.
Yes.
Things seem to be okay.
Well, it seems like it's her mom. It's his mom. So
all right,
it must be.
I give him a thumbs up.
Yeah, it's his mom. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm more forcefully now. I'm like, Mother, stop causing a scene. This, and I point to Matthew, is one of my new friends, Leviticus. This fellow stood back to back with me in that same arena and potentially saved my life today.
She kind of looks disgusted a little bit as you say the word friend, and continue.
And then over here, you have my other two new acquaintances.
Hi.
Mr. Blighter, as we call him, and then his friend, who we just purchased his freedom. And I give her a very pointed look.
She's like,
freedom. His friend Neural. We are celebrating Neural's freedom.
I kind of yell over to Gonad Blighter. Hey, Gonad Blighter, don't be rude. Give Mrs. Starfield a hug.
Hey, my name is Gonad Blighter. How are you today?
So for the first time, Fulton does not react. Does not try to stop you in any way, shape, or form. He just kind of goes.
So great.
Like, how's it going, lady? Welcome to the bar.
So as you are talking with her, a wood elf enters in through the back and is kind of like standing near her, almost like waiting for directions, and she kind of looks over at Gonad Blighter and Gnarl, and then looks back at you, Folin, and says, they look like they should be your pets.
Sometimes I wonder, but no, they are their own men.
She says, did you receive the letter that we sent?
Just about, and I look at my non-existent watch, 10 minutes ago. I have not had a chance to read it yet. And
she says, well, there's no reason to read it now. I decided that I was going to come visit you in Reich. I haven't been here in years, and I remember it being a fabulous location, but obviously I am not remembering it correctly. And she looks around.
Does she mean like this inn specifically, or
just
Reich
just the city? Okay. Just the city, yeah. All right. But she's obviously judgmental on like the location right now.
It definitely has its charm, although it also has some non-charming places. However, as you know, this is where I find myself at the station of my life, so I'm making the best of it.
While they're talking, I kind of scoot over to behind them, and I scoot up next to the wood elf, and I kind of give him like a "What's up?"
He's standing there, and he sees you like move up to him, and you can see like kind of like a shocked and scared face, and he's like, sir, your master will get mad. Move back to your location, please. And he kind of like looks down.
And I just kind of shake my head and kind of pity, and I'm like, don't worry, man. It's not. You won't be like this forever.
And he kind of looks over at you, and he says very quietly, "Sir, please, I will be in trouble if you keep speaking to me."
I kind of give him like a, "All right, man." And I kind of pat his shoulder, and I kind of go back to my drink at the bar.
I whisper in Folon's ear. I say,
"Hey, maybe you should ask your mom for some money. I bet she's got some to spare."
Mr. Blighter, if I know my mother, she's probably going to be around for quite a while. Let's try to make the best of this.
That's what I'm saying.
with the intention of making her very uncomfortable and just confused. I walk up to her like in like a little too close, and I take her hand and I kind of bring it up to.
She pulls her hand out of your hand very quickly and slaps you across the face, and says, "You never touch a high elf." And then
I
turns.
Take it as like a successful. Like,
she says, "No, it'll be good for these lessers to learn how the world really works." And then she begins to explain.
Like and subscribe. Check out what happened last time right here. Check out what happens next time right here. We stream on Twitch. Links down below.